deceased as a result of the shooting, it was determined that they were all workers employed by JetSam, made an offer of a $50,000 payment to transport supercars hauled onto the back of a multi-level car carrier worth $5 million. There were 8 individuals involved in the transport of these vehicles from the terminal, including the driver, the leader of the situation, which were both identically dressed, and the 6 later apprehended suspects. It was noticed by one of the people transporting the transport, rather in the convoy, that the leader of the transport appeared to be receiving instruction via a phone call, which was then relayed to those within the convoy. Once the convoy began, it appears to have been uneventful until it reached the spot on Snorraway, on which it was turned around after having been stopped by an individual wearing a high-vis vest, who appeared to be a part of a separate construction convoy. Once the transport had turned around, gunfire had opened. What I am aware, shotgun and automatic rifle fire. The individual giving this general brief run through was then hit, but was still able to notice cars continuing to drive after the transport turned to the north. A short while later, the truck itself came back, escorted by a separate vehicle that appeared to be a supercar. Afterwards, the transport continued to the north, with police arriving at the scene shortly thereafter. Now, the reason that this report itself is relevant at all is because Mr. Rain's blood was found on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go to look at the specific evidence replay for that specific report, I'm not sure if Mr. Rain actually fired a gun. Obviously, it's a little hard to see with the current status of evidence replays, and with the fact the evidence itself is degraded over time, as I am unable to see the evidence photos from the scene. But from what I can see here, I think Mr. Rain may have been shot at.
Hmm.
Judging between that and his state ID, which is, if I remember correctly, should be further on in my ID. Again, I'm referring to him as Mr. Rain for the moment. We don't have a confirmation of his ID, but it makes sense. He has a pilot's license that no
Okay.
one is granted to him. His state ID is 18279. Now, the interesting thing about this is, if you go to look at the affiliated people within this specific incident that were in charge of transporting the convoy, most of them had state IDs ranging specifically from the late 1700s, sorry, 17,000s, through to the mid 18,000s. Those that were newer to the convoy and the transportation of everything from JetSam specifically said that they were newer to the state. A few of them also had, the San Andreas welcoming goods on them. The state had clearly given them stuff recently. Um, the reason that I'm bringing this up is either A, I believe it to be that prior to this incident, like extremely, like very, very, very prior, came into the state and was made a faceless asset, or B, he was one of the 2 people that were never found. That being either A, the driver of the transport, or B, um, the organizer of the transport itself from JetSam.
Um, it's definitely a theory. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was a weird one. I remember when this happened, and we were like, "Why the fuck are the places getting involved in, you know, vehicles? They've got fucking
Supercar transport, yeah.
attack helicopters and all sorts. They got seemingly
Exactly.
unlimited amounts of, capital. Why would they need to intercept vehicles? It didn't really make a lot of sense. Um,
Doesn't make any sense.
yeah, this was a weird one. I don't really have a lot of answers for you because I remember we did find, or I think I suspected that there was other baseless assets involved based on casings. I think it was like
Yeah.
maybe Edgar or something, because one of the casings came back to this incident and then some other motors at the lighthouse or some shit. Um, so it was definitely like, yeah, the faces have hit some vehicle transport, but why? It didn't really make a lot of sense. So I don't have a lot of answers for you, I'll be honest. And then I
That's
think
fair.
Arnold Cole was interrogated, and then he said he got the gun from somebody else, I think. But I didn't know whether I believed him. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he said he got it from Jay Hobbs. That was it.
Huh. Wait, so who is Jay Hobbs?
Jay Hobbs is in, or was in, he was in the Besties, and then he was in Edgar's Circle for a while. I don't know whether he still
Okay,
is. So.
that's fair. Um, because obviously these people were involved with the Jetsam transport. I believe that it was mentioned during the report that all 6 suspects were wearing like black clothing. So
Yeah.
I think that at the time these guys weren't necessarily faceless assets that were arrested in this report. I mean, they may have become faceless assets later.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, Jetsam does have some sort of weird involvement with the faceless.
Yeah.
And we do know that the Faceless have murdered several people that were Jetsam employees for whatever reason. I don't know as to why, but they have. Um, so this leads into several other reports, of
Yeah, I'm just
which
having a look now.
Mr. Rain was obviously self-involved in. This one leads into report 22259.
Fuck this coin, okay? I'm gonna shut off like that. Fuck this coin.
Why? What
Because we
does
never
that coin
figured
mean to
this
you? What
out.
do you mean? Faceless coin?
Yeah, but the numbers, there's numbers ingrained on it. And we did everything with this. We did literally everything we could, and we found nothing.
Oh yeah, the hollow coin.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
basically
okay.
this was, there was a shootout at the Full Zancudo. I think Gunner wanted to respond, and then he couldn't because there wasn't any backup available. He responded afterwards and then got all the evidence from the scene, and the coin was still there.
You know something interesting about the Faceless?
What's that?
When they killed that guy the other day, they weren't even able to place a card on him. They specifically rang a payphone to get Brian to place the card on him.
Getting sloppy.
Oh,
Good.
no. Although from what I'm aware, they weren't able to get any DNA from the card itself.
Okay.
But the interesting thing to do with this is the resulting shootout to do with this um actually has again Mr. Rain's blood on scene.
Hmm.
This is 3 days after the initial supercar thing.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not quite sure as to what Mr. Brain's involvement is. I haven't actually checked this report out when it comes to shots. Um, I'm not quite sure as to how he was involved. But again, if there's any more information you have, please be my guest.
Not really. Obviously we didn't get any suspects in this stuff, right? So I can tell you about this Normandy HVT incident. So this
Yeah,
was 23143. So this
yeah,
was, to fill you in, we had back in, oh god, it must have been sometime between January and April, there was an incident. I think it was this one, incident 12508, I think is what it is. Yeah, Shanglia, Frederick White, Brandon Valentino. This was an incident, Fort St. Kudo, where a military aircraft flew in, was duped by these faceless assets, and they kidnapped a guy called is it David Miller? Was that right? Yeah, David Miller was kidnapped. Um,
yeah.
they couldn't find him, they couldn't chase the vehicle or anything, but we believe he was kidnapped by Brandon in that incident. And basically, we found out he was a weapons expert with the U.S. military. I think he was contracted out. And this was like looking back on it, when we then had, Operation Dreadnought and everything.
Yeah.
it kind of added up that that's how maybe they were kind of getting they acquired the capabilities of, you know, making all these weapons and everything, was because of David. We were then contacted by Christopher Miller and what was, I can't remember her name, but it was his wife, David's wife.
Yeah.
And basically said, you know, what were you doing about it, this kind of thing. And we were like, you know, we're looking for him, but he could be anywhere. And then
Yeah.
I wasn't around, but I guess this HVT incident was that they were staying in a house in on Normandy Drive or something, and I guess the Faces sent people in and kidnapped them, brought them up to the quarry, and blew them up with a car bomb. That's what it looked like to us,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I remember hearing things to do with the um obviously we now know that's Arthur Rain's blood.
Yeah.
That's on safe. But my question is why? I mean, obviously there were gunshots
Why was his blood on
and
the
his
scene, you
car was on
mean?
scene, but why was like let's just say the Faces kidnapped someone, right?
Mm-hmm.
They bring him down to the quarry, they have Faces assets there like Edgar or whatnot. Why would Rain's blood be on scene for his own mission? Did did the Millers have like some sort of armed guard? Were they
Not that
like
I know
carrying
about,
weapons
no.
themselves? Yeah,
No, they were just civilians. So, I mean, it could have been defensive wounds, you know, if they were trying to fight back or something, or
maybe.
maybe shrapnel from the explosion. I don't know. It could be any reason, but I don't think. I think my advice would be, and maybe this is the wrong advice. I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You know, we've got him tied back to all
yeah.
these faces scenes. I think we know he's a faceless asset. And I mean,
We
what's your
know. Yeah.
angle here? What are you trying to figure out? Just a timeline of
I'm
stuff?
trying to figure out his timeline of involvement with the Faceless because if I have that, I could potentially use that in interrogation. Like, how is he involved? Why is he involved? You know, because it doesn't make sense as to why he disappeared for a bit, essentially, and then reappeared recently.
I mean, you're not wrong. If you can try and figure out how he got into being a faceless asset in the first place, it might
Yeah,
help you try and pick him apart and get him to flip.
exactly. If I
My
can get into
advice,
his head
though,
that way, it's yeah,
is don't do what
yeah,
I did and
yeah,
listen to. I When we had Phoenix in custody, he was like, "Listen, you got to send me to prison, keep up appearances." He'd signed the, you know, the whatever we called it at the time, the agreement that he was going to give us information and stuff, and
yeah,
don't send him to prison. Take him straight to a fucking safe house and lock him up.
yeah. I think we will because I'm not dealing with the lack of security at Bolt. Frankly, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I trust Yui, but who's to say the face isn't going to pay a life or $1 million just to kill someone?
They didn't even need to do that. They just, I think they sniped Phoenix from the hill. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. Um.
Now, um, unless you have anything else to add on to that incident, I'm actually really glad you gave me that context.
No, I don't think
Um,
so.
there is another thing that happened. So when I made the connection between Rain and him being a faceless asset,
Mm-hmm.
I immediately told Knight and everyone else to come inside, told them the news, gave Knight the tablet, right? I'd been on the tablet 20 seconds earlier.
Oh, did it work? I
Yes,
got
yes,
the
it
right
did.
password? Okay, good.
Thank you so much for that one. Yeah. Knight then picked up the tablet. He went into it, went to the Spanner control center like you do, and there was a splash screen placed on it.
Oh,
It quickly flashed in a red text, like huge bolded, glowing red text saying "Marshals, we see you."
Oh
location
shit.
tracking initiated. Now, frankly, it doesn't particularly matter. Everyone knows that we're already up at the observatory. Like,
Hmm.
come get us. But them knowing that the tablet is there is not necessarily a good thing.
Because that's the one from Dogstone, right?
Uh, so that specific chip was obtained from Wyatt
It
Jones.
was Wyatt's, okay, yeah.
And then I believe the Oracle gave us the password from what Gunnar was saying.
Yes, I think you're right.
Whatever
The
happened to the
Dogstone.
Oracle, by the way?
I don't know. Last I spoke to them, I said, last I actually met with them, I was with Gunnar and Wyatt Turner, I think. And I was like, listen, if I'm not around, you can trust these two. And then I think from then on, Gunnar was handling everything with the Oracle, if they were meeting up and stuff. And yeah, last I heard, I think Gunnar gave me a bit of information that the Oracle might have given him, but that was it. I don't know. I haven't heard nothing. Have you guys haven't heard nothing?
I haven't heard shit.
Have you reached out?
I don't even have their number. But,
Um,
I mean, I could give it to Brian if needed.
I have the
See what he
Oracle
wants.
number, but it should all be in a report somewhere. But we were getting contact through a guy down at the who used to work at the docks. He was told face to say it, but his fucking name, I can't remember his name. I'll find it. Hold on.
Okay.
Because it was an incident with a class 3 down at the docks. I can't find it. What the flip you involved in this? So? Where is it? Can't find it. But yeah, it should be in a report somewhere. With the guy's name in it. Basically, by the looks of it, he used to work for JetSam or something like that, and then he was recruited by the Oracle and was working for them. I think that's who our primary point of contact was for them. But bit concerning if
But
you haven't heard from them.
if you can figure something out there, that'd be 10 out of 10. Pablo made a connection today.
Yeah.
Um, the other day during the massive thing that occurred, like just before we caught this guy, Shang Liu was actually caught with a USB in his possession. That
Oh.
USB was an Oracle USB that showed the camera feed the day of the City Hall bombing.
How the fuck did he
You
get
have,
that?
I don't know.
Yeah, we were given that as well.
I don't know how Shang got his hands on it.
Is it still in your locker?
I would have to know as to what specific reporter instant received it.
Well, obviously I don't have access, but it would have been under, I assume, a report titled Oracle or tagged Oracle or something like that.
Give me a second. I'll take a peek. There is Oracle USB key. That'd be it. Give
Potentially.
me a second.
It's tied to report. Courthouse.
Yes, it is the exact same USB. Let me check to see if
Okay.
I can still see it in our.
Kyle Pred 3 PD0. This is back in June before Pred was a thing game.
We still have our USB.
Hmm.
That's another one.
So unless Shang's in contact with the Oracle, but that doesn't make any sense. Shang's like, he's been a known face associate for months.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
unless somehow the faceless, apprehended the Oracle and has all their USBs, but then why would you give the USB to Shang of all people? What relevance would some recording that only has any relevance to do with Silas Marino have
I
to
don't
do
know.
with Shang?
No idea. Well,
Why would Shang be randomly carrying it
hold
during
on.
a
Silas wasn't
uh,
Silas like he was found with an ADMC cut on.
was it?
Yeah, after he was like dumped in the ocean. Excuse me, he was dumped in the ocean or some shit, and they found him with an ADMC card. So that could be a connection between Silas and Shang. I don't know.
So is Marino potentially being hidden by the ADMC?
I mean, possibly. It's a possibility. I don't know what they're doing with Silas. I mean, he's been wanted since like July or some shit, right?
Yeah,
So
but he keeps evading everything, from what I'm aware. I think they have bank tracking on him,
yeah,
but
they do. Yeah.
he hasn't done shit.
Why is this happening to me, chat?
Body in the water.
Yeah, that shit. Why is this happening? What is this?
All right. Well, the photos are dead. Uh,
It don't surprise me. Oh, it's because of
but
Imager? Fucking hell.
I can always just ask the people associated with it. Regardless, though, um, Shang should not have that USB.
Yeah, I agree.
So I do want to make sure that everything's good with the Oracle. Furthermore, I think the Oracle could probably help save us from the Archivists.
Potentially,
But
yeah. It's
I
worth
need to
reaching
know
out.
more.
I
Yeah.
can't remember what the guy's name was, man. I'll be honest. Hold on. Wait, I might have found it. No. Oh. Oh, wait, I might have found it. Blake Cole. That's the guy's name.
Blake Cole.
That was our contact with the Oracle, yeah, Blake Cole. If you go to incident 13544, this was where we first met him. There's a massive
Yeah.
scene with a shooting.
Yeah.
So I just had a thought. You know, when we get partial DNA, how does it come through?
What do you mean? How does it come through?
Like in the evidence system, right?
Yeah.
Does it have like an X where there should be a number, or how does it work?
Yes.
Hold on, I
Yes.
got an
And then when
idea.
you search for that full DNA string, the one that is associated with it will pop up. It's like you're adding in the missing information.
Okay, so if I go through range thing and I just keep replacing every number with a,
Yep.
I'm wondering if we might have found a partial for him before. You know, I mean, that might give us another incident.
Yep. If it's only the one number that's missing, yeah, it
Yeah,
can be
that's
done
true.
that way.
Yeah, try and get in contact with Cole, and let me see if I got his number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it. You ready?
Yeah.
420 493 420 493 4798. 420 493 4798.
That's Blake Cole.
Like Cole, yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. I'll hand this over, see if we can get someone to get in contact with him.
Okay. You guys haven't heard from Gunner at all, have you?
No, Gunner's disappeared.
Fine. I saw him twat out the other day, but he didn't tweet anything. He just tweeted empty, like it was just, there was nothing there. And then I tried to call him, but he didn't pick up.
This was after the election.
Yeah, this is after he quit, and I heard he quit, and I saw him
Huh.
tweet, so I was like, "Oh, I'll call him," and then he didn't pick up.
He hasn't said anything to me, so I'm not quite sure as to what he's doing, to be honest.
Get my
I do miss the guy, but you know.
you if you see anything, let me know, and I'll do the same for you.
110%, man.
Okay?
Yeah, no, 110%. I want to make sure that he's like good, because after everything that's happened, I mean, I wouldn't be having such a fun time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
All
it's
right,
not like he's
James.
facing criminal charges or anything, but you know, he's
No.
just, yeah. He's just having a rough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
All right, mate. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Yeah, hold on. Any updates on the other thing? Archivist stuff? What
Oh, yeah, they crumpled my car like it was a taco.
do you mean they crumpled your car?
Oh, yeah, no, they left a message outside of Huntley's apartment. I arrived there. They admitted to listening into my phone call with him. So I got pissed off and I wanted to see the full scope of their abilities. So, you know, I've played a lot of Watch Dogs, and I generally know what hackers can and can't do. So I turned around and I got into the elevator inside the apartment. I said, "Hey, can you control the elevator?" And to their credit, they tried, but it appears that the elevator has a bit of a safety function in which it can only be controlled
You're playing with
when there
fire,
are not
man.
people.
You're playing with fire.
Yeah, I am. Look, I was doing it safely. I was
I
doing it
was
in a
just like,
very
they
controlled
locked the
environment.
doors. They did the 20th floor. They
No, no,
dropped
no,
that
no, no.
shit.
Yes, that is the truth. And they had made a text beforehand to Junior saying that they would do that, I believe. But I did not believe in their capacity to, because I had a feeling that there would be like, you know, a safety system installed the elevator to prevent it just dropping 20 feet. And I was right. That did not stop, however, the elevator from then moving afterwards, because that elevator was moving up and down the apartments afterwards. but you know, we were
What happened to your
then
car?
driving up to the observatory. I'm getting that. Driving up to the observatory, Huntley gives me a call, says, "Hey, I need some help." We go back to Palomino, and Huntley's there in his limo, and he's like, "My car has been crumpled." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because oh, we thought he was just deranged, but no, his car had genuinely been disabled. We repair it. We keep going. I get in the car with Huntley. Huntley's like, "Do you see this?" I'm like, "I don't understand what you mean." I keep driving. I keep driving. I keep driving. And I look to my left. I look to my right. We're on the Galileo Avenue, I believe, on the route up to the observatory. I'm just seeing, just seeing street lights explode in front of me, and like,
Oh.
spark and fall over. And I'm like, what is happening here? We get up to the observatory. We park our cars. Uh, I hear a car honking in the observatory parking lot. And I'm like, hey, Brian, that's not a local. That is a car actively honking. I walk up to it, but I keep a safe distance because I'm like, well, I've had to deal with several car bombs over the past few days. I'm not dealing with that. I walk up to the car, kind of keep a safe distance. The car turns on. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, this is one of those things where I get in the car, I let the crazy hacker man drive me around Los Santos while the PD tries to rescue me. I'm not dealing with no car bomb. I'm staying safe. I'm not getting in that bloody vehicle. Nor am I looking in the crazy trunk, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, so it keeps going. Uh, car keeps turning on and off and on and off, keeps honking. I don't get in it. The car then decides to drive off and drives off a cliff. I'm like, okay. So we go inside the observatory. I turn off the internet within the observatory so no one can look at the cameras or anything within. Um, I then make sure that there's no cameras. We have that conversation with Huntley. While that's going on, the archivists are really, really angry. And they start, sending him photos of like the outside of the observatory taken from the cameras. They start doing a bunch of other shit. They're really trying to get us to go outside. They really want our attention, but we're not going outside. So then they decide, hey, we're gonna take over McAllister's Coquette and
Oh.
Huntley's limo and just drive them into the observatory.
They can control your fucking
Uh,
car. Are you kidding me?
yeah, yeah, they can control any car. That is a thing.
Time to go back to a
Um,
1969 Mustang. No electronics.
yeah, I think we need to go back to horses personally, but
That's a good idea.
yeah, yeah. Um. Anyways, we then have a meeting later on, myself and Huntley,
Mm-hmm.
in which he tells me that they're trying to give him their name. They end up giving him their name way later on, but I digress.
Wait,
I'm then
Huntley
at a
gives
fuel
them their
station.
name.
No, he is given. So Brittany Angel ends up figuring out the guy's name from the
Oh,
archivists.
what is it?
Uh, Lucian Vastus. Vastus? I
Lucian.
cannot pronounce it. It's Lucian Vastus.
They have a
I don't know if he
profile?
has a profile. I don't think he has a profile. We don't have a state ID for him.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
he's twatted a few times since, saying "Good work, Miss Angel." He twatted out a photo of him down at Del Perro Pier, but unfortunately, myself and Brian were at the time dealing with the faceless, so we weren't able to get
Mm.
down to the pier. And we didn't notice it was too late. Um, then uh, we were so before we figured out his name, myself and Huntley we were hunting around the town for clues. First off, they drove a car into my car. I pursued it, and it went straight into the ocean. Um,
The
I did
fucker.
take a photo of that car. Then I was at the food court. Go to leave the food court. We go to get into my car, and my car, like, it's kind of like the electronics on the inside just kind of like pulled the car in. It was like Magneto had just crumpled a car.
Huh?
It was not anything I've seen before.
Were
It,
you in
it
it?
was like I think I was getting into it and I got out as it was
Oh
crumpling.
my god, okay.
Yeah. Then I moved to try and like bang out the panels because the car was still operable. although it didn't really look that way. So I was trying
What's
to,
all
like,
this aggression
hammer
though?
out the panels.
Why is it
I have
getting
no idea.
aggressive?
I know Miller's pissed them off a little, I think,
Oh, great.
but other than that, I think Pred's also potentially pissed them off.
Fantastic.
Like, I don't think Pred has done anything to piss them off, but I know Pred questioned them the other day, and they weren't appearing to be too happy with him. I'm not quite sure. At least that's what Pred told me. Um,
Whoa.
so they also did the same thing to a nearby local car that was driving, and that was confusing as shit. I ended up repairing my car. Nothing else really happens there. Um, yeah, that's practically been it. I don't know if there's really
Hmm.
been any other development. Uh, Fred currently feels as if I'm not sharing everything with him, but I assure you and everyone else that I am.
The Pred said you're not sharing everything?
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's because back when we were originally giving out the subpoena that was in relation to this, I censored out a few names. That was just the marshal's election, and because I wasn't aware of the people that, you know, were involved, wanted themselves to be named in a subpoena that was about a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay.
But since then, those names have been uncensored, so I'm not quite sure.
Fred's just, he wants everything. So, you know.
Honestly, I think Pred was just baiting.
Wouldn't surprise me, mate. Wouldn't surprise me.
So you know, Pred threatened a few times saying, you know, if you want, we can make the investigation private. We can just make it an LSPD investigation. You guys can do your own thing. We'll do our own thing. I said, I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that. It's up to you, man. But yeah,
Okay.
I'd rather keep the lines of communication open, I suppose.
I agree, 100%. We don't want to fall back into the old ways.
Oh yeah, I mean, we worked so hard to try and open ourselves up. I don't really want to close it back up again.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for the update, James. Give me a bell if you need anything. All right.
Sounds good. I'll see you.
All right. Catch up. Hopefully he doesn't take over my car too. Why? Why does the archivist care so much about us knowing his name? It's a bit strange. What was it again? Lucian Varthis. Sounds like a name out of Harry Potter or some shit. Is it like a famous person that I need to know about? No. Oh. Hello?
One big thing I did forget to mention was, I think Angel figured this out. I think there was a note given with his name on it, randomly capitalized it with like certain letters. Um, his name contains an anagram for the archivist.
I was literally
Not the
about to put
archivist, the
this into
archivist.
an anagram solver because I was like, there's no way this guy
Yeah.
cares so much about us finding out his name if it doesn't mean something.
I believe that
Okay.
his name, like in the note, the letters that were capitalized, spelled out Archivista. But yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
still contains archivist. So you know.
All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
the heads up.
All right. I will see you when I see you.
Bye bye. I knew it was gonna be some shit like that. Let me do anagram solver. I was literally about to do this, but let's do interesting conversation. James is antivirals. 1, 2, 3. Anarchist, maybe. It's Archivist, and then what's left over? Left over. Archivist. The L? The U? Archivist is 9 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. No, I haven't bought Battlefield. I want to, but too much money. What's left over after Archivist? I've been a stupid boy right now. Hold on. Lucian Barthist. Archivist. So ARCHIVIST. So I should have 4 letters, right? LU. D is used, I is used, A is used, the N, V, Luna. Okay, what could that be? I think it is Luna. What does Luna means like? What does that mean in Latin? It means moon. Archivist moon. We need to get a telescope and look at the moon. Moon combat, genius. You guys are on to something. Alright, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom real quick and I'll be back in a sec. I'm back. They're gonna steal the moon, bro. Wait, real question. What day did we land on the moon? July 20th. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's a moon clue. I was thinking the 0919 thing. 0919? Oh. Dunno. Archie Moon is a cool little nickname. I don't know. A bit of a mystery, ain't it? Of course, Angel fucking solves the riddle. Archivist Luna. Does that mean anything? Wait, what the fuck? Hey, there's a YouTube channel that pops up at the start and says, "Hello, this is Luna, the Archivist channel." What is this? It's a bunch of kids' videos. It's like a YouTube channel. It's a bunch of kiddie like animations. It's weird. Dunno, mate. Let's go get some food. I'm starving. The Luna thing is probably a red herring. It's probably nothing. 24 cops around. 409, 10 8, any actives? Oh, sorry.
There's not the same.
Can we 25 at MRPD?
Oh, yeah. You guys end up finding that guy who stabbed?
No, but I want to ask you questions relating to that.
Is that you, Victor?
Oh, there you are. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try to phone Sophie now. Him.
Oh.
The guy that messaged Hannahberry.
Okay.
The question is, what kind of crime is the guy committing?
What exactly did he say?
So if you want, can look at incident 33-933. There's the message in the
Incident
photos.
or report?
A report. 33933.
Oh. Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's I mean, look at the photograph. You know. You know what I'm thinking?
Hmm.
What about if this was staged? What if they didn't stab anybody?
Yeah, that's a
hardly
possibility. I mean, there are two possibilities here. One is it is staged. I mean, there are three possibilities. My opinion. One is it is staged, entirely possible. There's no blood anywhere. And we did not get any calls. Second possibility is it happened. Third possibility is this is something that happened earlier. You know, like days or even months earlier, and he just had that photo lying around and using it now to threaten her.
Well, the thing is, it's. I mean, you could put a couple of different charges down, because hold on. Let me just check the charge.
Yeah, the thing is, he is mentioning followers, and Hannahberry is wanting for mayor.
Yeah. Which includes intimidates, right? Just to do with the election, you could do, you know, attempted murder or assault with a deadly, as well. But the main thing you're looking for is like criminal threats, right, and voter fraud. That's what you're investigating.
You think voter fraud fits here?
Well, voter fraud specifically says a person will be guilty of voter fraud who knowingly and willfully intimidates, threatens, coerces, or attempts to intimidate, threaten, or coerce any person in relation to voting in official election. Right? So that guy on the ground that they said that your followers talk too much. Here's what happens to people. They're saying this is what happens to your voters. That's voter fraud, though, because they're basically saying that they're gonna go around and stab people who vote for you.
Okay, yeah, that makes Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, I do what I do for the date is I do, because I don't know, I had a judge tell me it's all fucked up or something. I do it till the 14th of October at like midnight. You get the whole of today. And then do it from, you'd definitely get probably 48 hours of records, I'd say, for this. So I'd go 2 days before today.
Okay, so 12th midnight to 14th midnight.
I'd do the 11th at midnight.
11th to 14th, but that's 3 days then.
Well, it's 14th at midnight, doesn't include the actual 14th, so it's just the whole of the 13th, right?
Yeah, but you have the 11th to the 12th, the 12th to the 13th, and the 13th to the 14th. That's 3 days.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you're gonna have an issue with 3 days for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you've got the phone number already. I checked my contacts. I haven't got this number, so it's very likely to be a burner phone. In which case you might want to also do a couple things. You could do in that subpoena that you're doing, you could also request the owner or the purchaser of this SIM card that basically the DOJ can send off to the State Department, and they can figure out who purchased that, and when it happened, so you can know who actually owns that number, and you can get a suspect. Now you can do that now, or you can wait until after you've got the records, because you know you might get something in there that might give you an ID or something like that. It's up to you really how you want to handle it. Oh. Got 47 at the lumberyard. Okay. Any other questions, Victor?
No, that's fine.
Okay. If you have any questions with the subpoena stuff, just give me a call. All right.
Okay.
Just my advice, take your time.
Yeah. Are you responsible for the detective unit?
No, not at all. We don't have one at the minute.
Okay. I thought you were talking to. Weren't you talking to Carmine about it?
I was talking to Carmine about it because we don't have a lead for the detective unit in LSPD. That's the issue. So I was like, Carmine, maybe you should do it. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But now everybody can just do investigations.
Assuming I'm not getting fired, detective stuff is definitely top. It would be like maybe next to FTOing.
Yeah.
Like the number one interest I have.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
so,
I think
first I would like to be trained.
Is a very good first step. But my advice is take your time with it, and make sure you get all the evidence and reports referenced in there, that kind of thing. Yeah, have you managed to get in contact with Hannah or not?
She went to bed.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, just take your time with it.
Yeah. So, did you also read the stuff about her leaving after she was told that they are watching her?
Oh wow, yeah, that's.
And it could have just been a bluff, obviously.
Yeah,
I didn't see anyone.
Stick with like the criminal threats and stuff. You could also maybe go for like stalking. You could go for stalking as well in there as well. You know, but for the most part, when they ask for the charges that's in the subpoena, my advice would be stick to the one that you can prove the most. You know, stick to the charge you have the most PC for when you're asking for the records.
So should I just make voter fraud?
I think just stick with voter fraud, because that's the primary investigation, right? Is they're going after Hannah because she's a mayoral candidate. That's voter fraud. So, yeah. I assume Davenport's going to be the one to review it, so I have a chat with him. And then if you need any help, just reach out to me, okay? But I'm gonna go to these 47s, Victor. All right?
Okay, awesome. Looking forward to this.
Hell yeah.
3976, 47 Lumberyard.
Have you got a PD unit backing you up?
Yeah, I'm not one mic yet.
Sorted. Where is my gun, chat? Where's my class 2? Because I cannot remember for the life of me. I'm feeling better a little bit.
Go that spot. I'm gonna say it's a man.
Copy that.
Did I put it in Nikki's car? I'm thinking I put it in Nikki's car. But I'm not 100%. Can I check them?
See a blue and colored vehicle here. I haven't seen you on that. Yeah, one.
Copy that. Around Great Ocean, on ramp.
Did I put it in here? No! Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Custom casing projectiles. Unsure as well.
Where the fuck did I put it?
What type of casing is though?
I've already ridden with Nikki. So unless someone's taking it out of here. But this is the one I always use. It is on me, but... I always take a Premier out. Unless it got stolen or something. I have no idea. This is the one I always drive. YOO. Well, I don't know where it is.
MSR 23 to the 47 near the Lumberyard.
No one's like reported it, have they? I have no idea. I have to get a new one. Attachments. Need one more magazine.